It is said that somewhere in this world, hidden away in a place only whispered about in the most guarded circles, lies a chest unlike any other. Not because of its craftsmanship or its age, but because it is believed to hold the most sacred artifact in Judeo-Christian history, the Ark of the Covenant. Imagine it, a golden chest, radiant and untarnished despite the centuries, its lid crowned with two sculpted cherubim whose wings almost touch. Between those wings, legend says, the very presence of God once dwelled. The air around it would shimmer, the earth itself would hum, and yet it has been missing for over 2,500 years. The story of the Ark begins in the book of Exodus. It was not simply a container, it was a divine command. God instructed Moses to have it built, with specific dimensions, 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 cubits wide and high. Crafted from acacia wood and overlaid with pure gold, it was as much a symbol of covenant as it was a physical vessel. Inside, it was said to hold the 2 stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, Aaron's rod that miraculously budded, and a jar of manna from the wilderness. But beyond the relics, the Ark represented something else entirely: the direct, unfiltered presence of God among his people. For centuries, the Ark was carried before the Israelites into battle, a banner of divine favor and terrifying power. When it was placed in the Holy of Holies, the innermost chamber of Solomon's temple in Jerusalem, only the high priest could approach it, and then only once a year, during Yom Kippur, with blood sacrifices to atone for the sins of the nation. To touch it without authorization was to invite death itself. But then, it disappeared. The last universally accepted historical record of the Ark's location comes from the reign of King Josiah in the late 7th century BCE. After that, silence. By the time the Babylonians, under King Nebuchadnezzar, destroyed the first temple in 586 BCE, there is no mention of the Ark among the spoils taken to Babylon. This absence in the records is one of history's great mysteries. How could something so central, so holy, simply vanish? And so begins the web of theories. Some historical, some theological, some bordering on the fantastic. One theory suggests that the Ark was hidden away by the priests of Jerusalem before the Babylonians could capture it. The second book of Maccabees, though not part of the Hebrew Bible, tells of the prophet Jeremiah being instructed by God to take the Ark and hide it in a cave on Mount Nebo in modern-day Jordan. According to this tradition, it will remain there, concealed, until the time God chooses to reveal it again. Another possibility lies deep in the legends of Ethiopia. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church claims that the Ark, or Tabot, as they call it, was brought to Aksum by Menelik I, the supposed son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. According to this account, Menelik visited Jerusalem as a young man and returned to Ethiopia with the Ark, either with or without Solomon's knowledge. Today, the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion in Aksum claims to house the Ark in a small chapel. But here's the catch. No one, not even the patriarch of the church, is allowed to see it except for a single appointed guardian monk. Skeptics argue this secrecy makes the claim impossible to verify. Believers say it's the only way to protect the Ark from desecration. Then there's the idea that the Ark lies buried somewhere beneath the Temple Mount itself, in Jerusalem. This site is one of the most contested pieces of land on earth, sacred to Jews, Muslims, and Christians alike. Some archaeologists believe that before the Babylonian siege, priests may have lowered the Ark into a hidden chamber below the temple, sealing it away for safekeeping. Excavations are limited because of the religious and political tensions surrounding the site, so if it is there, it may remain untouched for centuries to come. And of course, we can't ignore the more speculative, some would say fringe, theories. A handful of researchers suggest the Ark was taken much farther afield, perhaps to southern Africa, or even hidden away by the Knights Templar during the Crusades. Others propose it was destroyed, its holy contents lost forever, or that it was taken up to heaven, as some ancient Jewish traditions suggest, vanishing from the earth altogether. But the question lingers: why does the Ark matter so much? Why does its absence still stir such fascination and longing? Perhaps because it represents something humanity is always seeking: proof. Proof that the divine touched our world in a tangible way. Proof that the stories passed down for millennia are more than allegory. The Ark is not just a religious object. It is a symbol of the intersection between heaven and earth, between the mortal and the eternal. Imagine for a moment what it would mean if the Ark were found today. The gold alone would be worth millions, but its spiritual and political value would be immeasurable. Wars could be fought over it. Entire nations might claim it. Pilgrims would flood to see it, their footsteps echoing through whatever sacred hall might house it. And perhaps, just perhaps, miracles would return to the world. Or perhaps it would simply be a beautiful relic, stripped of the divine presence it once held, a reminder of a covenant long past. The truth is, the Ark's story is also a cautionary tale. Power, even holy power, can be dangerous. The Bible recounts the fate of Uzzah, who reached out to steady the Ark when it nearly toppled from an ox cart and was struck dead instantly. If such a thing were to happen now, would it inspire faith or fear? In the end, the Ark of the Covenant remains what it has been for over 2.5 millennia, a mystery. It could be resting in a dusty cave guarded by time and secrecy. It could be locked in the sanctum of a church, seen by no eyes save one. It could be beneath our feet in Jerusalem, mere meters from where thousands walk each day. Or it could be gone forever, its memory kept alive only in the pages of Scripture and the whispers of legend. And perhaps that's the way it was meant to be. Because in searching for the Ark, we are really searching for something else, a connection to the divine, a bridge between the seen and the unseen. Whether we find the Ark or not, that search will always continue. Thank you for joining me on this journey into one of history's greatest enigmas. I wonder, if you could know the Ark's true location right now, would you want it revealed, or should some mysteries remain untouched? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, please like, comment, and share. It truly helps keep these stories alive.